Hello everybody, my name is Sniping Fun, and I welcome you back to part 4 of the Sniping Fun PS2 Collection series of videos. Another video in the series of me adding content to my channel to tide you guys over to all the major stuff that comes out later this year. The top 10 lists, the reviews, discussions, and all the other major stuff. Here's another video to give you guys content to watch. If you guys have not watched parts 1, 2, 3, and 4, I would recommend you watch those first. You don't have to, but it'd be kind of more interesting to watch in order because sometimes I reference stuff I already shown. It's up to you though. So basically in part 1 and 2 we went through those containers. In part 3 we went through this list and that pile. And that stuff right there. So let's get back to the world of PlayStation 2. The original Kingdom Hearts. Our classic. I was actually really looking forward to this game, like especially when they kept advertising this stuff. You know, really interesting. I love the story in this game a lot. I love the gameplay might have been more of like rough around the edges compared to what it was later on in the series, but it's still enjoyable and just interesting seeing the world of Square Enix, Squaresoft at the time, fused with Disney. SmackDown for 2007. I like SmackDown for 2007. Not as much as 2006 or the SmackDown games like Here Comes Pain and Shut Your Mouth, or even some later games like 2008 and 9, 11. But I enjoyed it because it continued the GM mode, although I didn't like the loss of it. The fact that they had a 2-player glitch in there where it reset everything. Interesting roster, story mode, like season type stuff. And yeah, that's all I can say about 2007. The original Time Splitters. Fun game, classic. They improved upon it with 2 and Future Perfect. It's still a classic to enjoy if you guys want to do it. And it's still multiplayer. They still focus on multiplayer. And basically still it's the level customized that they have in the entire series. Originated there. Even though other games probably pretty much had that before. But whatever. SmackDown for 2009. Really loved this game back in the day. Kind of cool to see a team. This was when they started doing like the team... Like focusing on tag teams and stuff. Pretty interesting. I played this game a lot back in the day with creating wrestlers and making my own shows and everything. Kind of sad because this is the original game that when they started getting rid of GM mode. So I had to make my own shows with my mind. Odin Spear, hack and slash RPG type game for people who basically play like the Muramasa, made by the same people. I think it's Muramasa I'm thinking of. Interesting, like storybook art style design, cool, like Japanese RPG from Atlas. Cool characters. Does get hard later on. Fun. Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi, the first one. I played the later on ones. I never really got into buying them, but I bought this one. Fun game. It goes up through a lot of Dragon Ball Z stuff with some Dragon Ball and GT stuff. Cool. 3D fighting game. I liked the Budokai games. I really liked the Budokai games. But what I liked about the Tenkaichi one was it made it feel more like the show because it was like 3D battle arena type stuff. Crazy Taxi. Crazy Taxi. Classic game, listening to all the music, and like The Offspring and Bad Religion. Trying to get all those passengers. Fun game. I used to have it on the GameCube and I bought it again on PS2 years later. Here we go. Let me just put these all in one showing because it's all the same series. Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, Grand Theft Auto Vice City, Grand Theft Auto 3, all together in the trilogy. I like these games and bought it when I ended up finding a trilogy a couple of years ago. My favorite would be Vice City in terms of at least music because I love 80s music, so an 80s setting just pretty cool. Cool story and characters. Cool start to this thing. I remember looking forward to renting this back when I was way too young to play this game. Back when I was like 12 years old, maybe 11. And San Andreas, which was cool, like different vibes, especially because you can in this game when you can really kind of customize your character with haircuts and clothes and whatnot, and actually kind of make them fat or skinny. So yeah, Grand Theft Auto, some classics in the series too. SSX Tricky, Oh yeah, this was also one of the first games I got on the PS2. I didn't mention it early on, but it's basically this game, Maximo, SmackDown Just Bring It, Jack and Daxter, 007 Agent Under Fire, and like Final Fantasy X. And a jam-packed demo. Still fun, but this was really fun. I like 3 a little bit more because of music and customization characters, but this one's especially classic and it's very nostalgic to me. Then we move out the PlayStation 1 multi-tap. And PlayStation 1 Controller 1. PlayStation Controller 2. Okay, let's hurry this up so it doesn't take me forever to get this done. God Hand. Fun beat 'em up from Capcom. Pretty cool. It was interesting if they actually improved on this and actually made more. Or actually included the main character in, say, like, Marvel vs. Capcom or something. Tatsunoko vs. Capcom. Something vs. Capcom. Smash Bros. 2006. I love Smash Bros. 2006. The introduction of GM mode. Average roster. It wasn't the best roster. Like, there was a lot of, like, really low people on there, and it was kind of at the time. But, like, the customization, being able to create your own wrestlers, do GM stuff, and the story mode, while it was a continuation of SmackDown vs. Raw, the original, and basically had the whole voice acting thing, I thought it was a little more enjoyable in terms of storylines. So, yeah. King of Fighters 11. King of Fighters series was pretty fun, pretty enjoyable. This is probably one of the newer ones. Well, back at the time at least. Enjoyable, cool. You know, 2D fighting game. Jack and Daxter, Lost Frontier. Kind of interesting. They went back and tried to make another game on it. It's not Jack 4. Sony, we need Jack 4. But still enjoyable in its own right. Not as good as compared to like the other games in the series, but you know, hopefully they bring it back one day. I want it. Sly Cooper 3. Fun series. I've never really put too much time in this, which kind of says I used to own the original on the PS2, and then I didn't really put too much time to it, and I sold it. And then I ended up buying Slice 2 and 3. And now I have the HD collection on the PS3, and I need to start getting into it, because it's a cool character, cool story, cool world, and I haven't done anything. Jack 3. Really fun game. Look forward to it, pre-ordered it, got it. Back in the day, improved on from 2, even though maybe 2 had a little bit better story. This is still a really good game. Let's get this over with. Here's Sly 2. See, I just told you. Fun game. It's a cool series, like being stealthy, but also like cool, arcadey, cartoonish, cool worlds, cool characters, action platforming stealth game. Disgaea 2. I love the Disgaea series. I actually own 3 and 4 on the PS3. I rented, well, I shouldn't say rented. I got it from the library. I borrowed, you know, kind of like a rent from the library type thing. They had Disgaea 1. I kind of like it. It's kind of cool because it's like a strategy, like tactical type game, kind of like a Final Fantasy Tactics. Pretty fun and cool to be able to kind of make your own units, your own this crazy, wacky world. And the game gets freaking hard later on. These games get so freaking hard. And I have the original now on the DS. I want to get the PS2 version though. And I got this, like, you know, when part 1, when I said I got the Romance of the Three Kingdoms 11 or whatever, I got this from Toys R Us the same day. And I saw it there, I'm like, must have it. It's Disgaea! Tales of Legendia. Speaking of the Tales series before, fun game. Haven't beaten it yet. Not the best Tales game. A lot of people don't really like this Tales game. I don't see where a lot of hate comes from. Seems like it has a cool set of characters and world. Not my favorite, but still enjoyable. SmackDown, just bring it. This isn't my original copy, because the original copy would have had WWF right here. The game is still WWF, but this is around the time they switched to WWE. So they changed the box art later on, because I ended up buying it. So I sold it and then bought it again, so I could have it. Final Resident Evil Code Veronica X, classic Final Resident Evil game. Basically, still when they have like tank controls, and a lot of people like this game. I haven't beaten it yet. There's a lot of like Resident Evil games I still have to beat. But basically, I did get at least a bit into it, and it still is enjoyable. Another game with Claire as the main character, pretty cool. Jack 2, fun game. Kind of interesting back then. They seem to change from like the more like, you know, kid-friendly like action platforming game with the original to this. I remember playing that back in the day a lot. Fire Pro Wrestling returns. For those of you who like the Fire Pro series, cool simulation-based wrestling game. You can create anyone, do anything. You can set them up to wrestle like themselves. It's so freaking customizable. You can make your own belts, arenas, shows. So good. Another wrestling game, TNA Impact. Fun game. It was kind of interesting for a first attempt, and I'm surprised they never tried to go back and do another one. It's kind of cool back in the day, like around 2008. I rented this game and beat it in one setting, and then I ended up getting it for Christmas, like later on. Still a fun game. It's kind of cool doing the Ultimate X Match. Yeah, Ultimate X Match. Still fun though. And the final game for Part 4 of my PS2 collection, Phantom Brave. NIS America, the same creators as the Disgaea series. It basically is Disgaea, except not. Like, you can do the same stuff, create your own units, story cool, anime, inspired characters and story, fantasy world. Tough gameplay, gets pretty freaking hard. Cool game. And that's it, everyone, for my PlayStation 2 collection. All 4 parts. I hope you guys like this video. Please subscribe if you want to. Have a lovely day, and see you all later in my next collection video and future videos. Top 10 lists, reviews, discussions, all of our stuff. Hope you guys like this video, and put in the comment section what you guys think. What do you think about my PS2 collection? What games am I missing? What games from my collection do you want? And what games do you think I need to add to my PS2 collection? See you all later. Bye. Peace. Please subscribe if you want to. Have a lovely day.